We developed here is when public works projects are being done out in the field. Our public works superintendent, Jeff Haley, will fill out a work order. So that alerts us what is happening in the village. And then I'm aware that an invoice is coming to with this, and it's been budgeted for, and we all manage it out. So again, I'll be having a discussion with our auditors about how to better that comment. And the next control deficiency, item 2, is capital assets. The auditor, the comment stated in the village that we don't track the capital assets in its process at the year-end conjunction with the year-end audit. They are recommending we implement our own capital asset tracking reporting system, and the system will track the depreciation calculations also. And we're looking into this item further too. The final recommendation on page 9, under other comment, is a repeat comment from last year. Currently, the village uses the Public Works Fund to account for both the streets and sanitation along with the water department. What they feel is we need to move the streets and sanitation over to the general fund. By doing that, you have everything operational within the general fund. The Public Works is a proprietary fund, meaning you should have whatever revenues come in for that, whatever expenses come in for the Public Works proprietary fund are strictly for the operation of keeping the water sewer system. We run our own water, we don't run our own sewer, but we need to keep that all together and separate. So within this budget year that we are working on, I'm in the process of moving those items out of the Public Works, putting it into general fund.
One additional comment, or maybe 2 additional comments. First of all, thank you, Kelly. These are recommendations. The reason you'll see some repeats is that they're recommendations. They are not necessarily mandates. There were some ideas or some recommendations the auditors have made in the last couple of years that there's just no way we can do because we don't have the personnel. The segregation of duties took a lot of manipulation, and it's worked out. We'll keep working towards them. None of them are, I don't think, financially or accounting-wise, that we're in a bad place at all. But just like any business, any function can be improved. So that's what we're trying to do. And we just have to keep tapping the resources out there. But we are hampered by the fact that we're just such a small entity. We have so few people, and they want us to divide these things over like we had 50 people. But we'll keep plugging away. Thank you.
I view it as I think a lot has been accomplished since we started this process.
I feel the same way. And plus, by going through it, it opens your eyes on other things. When you're implementing a new policy, you're thinking out of the whole box, what would the auditor want?
Yes.
And so we get it right from the beginning.
Just a question. You're not saying that only water and sewer are going to be in the Public Works thing?
Any water sewer activity will stay within the Public Works.
But there'll be other things in there as well?
Like what?
Like wetlands committee stuff?
That stuff, because it's not, you don't pay the water system generating revenues need to cover the operations of that water system. So restoring a wetland, those revenues are not for
Right, so
water
everything
system. So
that
that is
isn't
going to
for
be
that
moving.
is moving to general fund?
Right.
Okay, I just want to get that clear.
No, we're just moving it out.
Never mind, you can't sit on the bench. You just
Now, what is the governor going to say about that when we get the hometown award?
Just in time.
Okay. Brush fires.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Any other questions or comments?
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. And I would encourage everybody to read. I have read this, but having Kelly walk us through it, I'm going to go back and read it, I think, with a slightly different perspective on certain areas. So I would encourage everybody to take the time to do the same thing.
And I'll make copies of the presentation. I didn't read it word for word, but I'll put it in your boxes. It'll help you go through it a little bit more too.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you. Okay. Item 3 is a motion to approve the annual treasurer's report fiscal year ending April 30th, 2012. We have a motion.
So,
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Trustees Kreese,
aye.
Duberstein.
Aye.
Barrett. Daly.
Aye.
And Washington.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 4 is a motion to approve the mayoral proclamation proclaiming September Texting and Driving Awareness Month and September 19th, 2012, No Text on Board Pledge Day. This is really a big topic. Most accidents today are now being caused by texting. And I've always cautioned everybody about this, but I myself was in a traffic accident July 18th. And I was a passenger in the front seat, and we were rear-ended by a young lady who missed seeing a fire truck, an ambulance, 2 squads, and a chief of police's fully lit SUV. Because during her turn, she was texting the whole time. She never hit the brake. She never knew what happened until after she slammed into us. And this is happening repeatedly. So I applaud this effort. I'm waiting for them to invent a phone that as soon as you get in your car and you turn it on, the phone won't work. If anything's that important, pull over. So a motion for approval, please.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Trustees Kreese,
Aye.
Duberstein. Barrett. Daly.
Aye.
And Washington.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, next item up is a motion to approve the watershed development ordinance with Greg Rulin explained to us.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, and our clerk has an announcement or discussion on the topic.
The only thing I want to say is I have the completed watershed development ordinance per our emails, because I wasn't clear.
166 pages,
Yeah.
so that's why it's not in your packets.
So if anybody wants to see this, it is right here.
You want to help go to sleep tonight? I highly recommend
It's dry reading.
And Gary, that's double-sided.
Sounds like a watershed moment.
Coming up. All right, roll call.
Trustees Kreese,
Aye.
Duberstein,
Aye.
Barrett,
Aye.
Daly,
Aye.
and Washington.
Aye.
Ordinance number 12-9-164.
Item 6.
Yes.
Now this one will keep you awake for a little while anyway. Hookah lounges and the Smoke-Free Illinois Act for discussion only. And this came up because of a letter I got from the Lake County Health Department. We do have several hookah lounges in Lake County. And they're governed right now by the Smoke-Free Illinois Act, which we have had to actually look at a few times when we've had several businesses that were considering coming to Hainesville. And I just wanted to bring it up because it does say in the letter that the village could adopt a more strict policy other than is in the Smoke-Free Illinois Act. So I wanted Jim Rock to give us some comments on it, and we can discuss it if we feel that we need to do anything like
What
that.
are they smoking?
They're smoking tobacco, but I have to tell you, it is a nasty way to smoke it. It is much stronger and much more deadly to you than a cigarette. Because of, Kathy, you explain why?
It's basically like a water pipe, so you're smoking tobacco and there's water in the hookah
That goes in your lungs?
that
like
goes
this?
into your lungs. So when I went to the seminar on smoke-free Illinois, They said this is worse for you than smoking a cigarette because it goes in unfiltered.
Well, that's hydrated. It's like, you know, it's like a fireman walking in with a 2.5 or with an 1.5 line to knock out the ceiling, you get all the steam and smoke, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's not good for you.
It's not, no, it's not good.
Okay, so the Lake County Health Department has sent this letter, and essentially it's just an explanation of what the village's rights are. As Mayor Soto mentioned, we've had an occasion a couple of times to respond to questions about the Smoke-Free Illinois Act. We had an individual who was interested in exploring the idea of a cigar bar. The way the Smoke-Free Illinois Act works is these kinds of things can't be done in a place that serves alcohol. Cigar bars, no. Hookah lounges, no. They can't happen in places where alcohol is served. In fact, the restrictions are pretty straightforward. They have to essentially take place in a business that sells tobacco and tobacco-related products. At least 80% of their revenues have to come from that source. And so essentially what we're talking about here is a freestanding tobacco store is the only place where a hookah lounge could happen or cigar smoking could happen, those kinds of things. In terms of general retail businesses, smoking isn't allowed in Illinois. And so, as the health department mentions in the letter, municipalities under the Smoke-Free Illinois Act do have the authority to adopt stricter standards for smoking than the Smoke-Free Illinois Act requires. I'm not sure that there's a need for that at this point. I think their letter explains their position and also the risks involved with hookah. It's not my opinion at this point that the village really needs to take any action unless there's some policy reason we want to be more strict than the Smoke-Free Illinois Act, and then we certainly could do that.
Jim, you did say that it has to be a freestanding, you couldn't put it in one of these, malls, like a storefront?
Well, it's got to be its own, it's its own proprietary business. For example, it can't be inside Walmart. It can't be, for example, if Walmart has a tobacco section where they sell cigarettes and other products, they couldn't have a smoking area in there for that. It has to be its own business. So if you sold if you had a
storefront over here, say one of these, they could put it in there, and next door you could have cigarettes.
As long as they separate.
As long as they're separated.
Yes.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
So it is.
what I meant was it's freestanding in terms of its own business.
Business, right. But it could be within, then you could basically migrate over to it from all over.
And we certainly want to make sure the walls protected against that.
Well, the fire codes will take care of that. That's all they've done. They have to be separate.
Exactly. But I think it's good that the health department's now a notification of the risks that are involved. I'm just not convinced that we need to take any strong.
Yeah, I wanted to certainly share it with the board and open it for discussion. I so far, in my experience, have not encountered anything. We've only had a couple inquiries where I thought it was, I didn't know if it was desirable or not, but I found the Illinois Smoke-Free Act to already address the issues. Jim mentioned we had somebody that was interested in opening a bar or a lounge, and by that I mean alcohol, but they wanted to also promote it as a cigar bar, meaning that they're not going to sell the cigars, but you can come and smoke there. And so that business could not be established according to the Illinois Smoke-Free Act. But I wanted to put it out there to the board, get a feel for what your thoughts are and any other concerns or ideas that maybe I haven't thought of possibilities. Because as you just said, Wally, a tobacco store wants to come in and rent space over by Walgreens, technically, are they gonna put the hookah in the bathroom?